Three misconceptions about people with anxiety. Number one, people with anxiety wouldn't be so anxious if they learned to think in a more positive way. Changing your thoughts alone will not reduce your anxiety. Two,
Yeah, I agree with that. So I don't even like the word anxiety. I don't think it's very helpful because it's not a very good description of what's actually happening in the brain, body, and nervous system. What's actually going on is your body is going into a state of survival called fight or flight response. So, according to Dr. Stephen Porges, a neuroscientist who created something called the polyvagal theory understanding of the nervous system, whenever our brain perceives threat or there's an actual threat, our nervous system will draw upon a hierarchy of responses based upon their evolutionary development, starting with the most recently evolved defense mechanism, which is called our social engagement system, where we look to people to calm us down. If that doesn't work, then we go into fight or flight response. That's what anxiety is. And if we feel too trapped, too overwhelmed to fight or flee, that's whenever we go into the most ancient defense mechanism, which is called the freeze response, also called the trauma response. And that's where depersonalization, realization happens. Time can feel distorted. The memory fragments, all kinds of very, very terrifying symptoms happen. But the problem with trying to use positive thinking or, even logical thinking to out logic your illogical thoughts and fears whenever you're anxious is part of fight or flight response is there is diminished functionality in your prefrontal cortex. This is logical, critical, creative, contextual thinking. Why is that? Well, because your thinking brain is too slow. Your thinking brain will get you eaten by a lion. Think of it like, Bruce Banner brain versus Hulk brain. Bruce Banner is smart, he's a scientist, but let's say that it's a little bit slower though. Hulk brain is very catastrophic, very anxious, but it's a lot faster. Okay. And in a survival context, your nervous system doesn't want to depend on your slow thinking prefrontal cortex because even a few seconds late could get you eaten by the lion. And so what that means is you don't have a lot of logic online right now. And if you're trying to out logic or outthink symptoms whenever your thinking brain isn't even really online very much, it's like trying to put out a fire with an empty water hose. It's not going to work. We have to change the state of the body in order to get the prefrontal cortex back online so that you can use logical thinking. But by that point, once you change the state of your body, you're probably going to find that your anxious thoughts go away. I love what Edmund Jacobson said, who created progressive muscle relaxation. He says, you can't have an anxious mind and a relaxed body. And what I did to recover from 15 years of anxiety, what I've been doing with clients for the last 8 years, is we indirectly deal with not just the anxious thoughts, but the physical symptoms of anxiety by directly changing the state of the body.